Welcome you all once again to the question solving stage of activity-based costing. Activity-based costing. I'll throw a challenge question as this. Kindly, with the aid of practical illustration, discuss the various stages that the organization must embark on to implement activity-based cost system successfully. That's the first question. Yes. Second question, with the aid of practical illustration, discuss the process that organization could adopt to embark on the implementation of activity cost system. That's 10 marks. The next one, great, that was the first question. Second, with the aid of appropriate illustration, criticize ABC costing technique or cost system. With the aid of what? Appropriate illustrations, criticize ABC, that's activity-based costing technique. Then the last one, but no, I'll ask plenty. Yes, now there should be 4. I've asked 1, 2, 3. I'm on the third, I'll go to 4. Here's the criticism. Now, analyze the main advantages of the activity-based costing. Analyze the main advantages. I like that. They say main. Number 4, explain how the implementation process or the challenges could be resolved. So explain how the challenges stated above could be what? Resolved. Could be resolved. So that is the 4 questions. We are done. So first question, practical illustration of the process of activity-based costing. Processes or the stages. Then the 2 was the criticism. So criticism. So the critics or the challenges. So these are the 4 questions that we need solution to it. Great. So let's look at these few questions. I will solve 2 questions out of the 3 target questions. There's some theory in here. That is it. So this one, kindly go to the first set theory. In fact, the final sections of the questions will be Loaded. Explain and discuss the contribution approach to decision given brief example of drawing attention to an limitation. For absorption cost system, okay, they are there. Good. We are going to a question called Brunty PLC. So this is the question we're going to solve. Brunty PLC, the question right after the first one that we solved in our last meeting. Brunty PLC. Let's go to the requirement first before I deviate. It says that prepare and present profit statement. Great. They didn't ask you to just calculate the cost. It said prepare and present what? Profit statement. This is an income statement. It's the same as operating statement. Good. An income statement, we don't start from cost. We start from where? Sales. Down to what? Net profit. The same thing we're going to do here. So prepare and present profit statement using one, conventional absorption costing, 5 marks. Activity-based costing, 10 marks. Comment on why activity-based costing is considered to present a fairer valuation of the product cost per unit, 5 marks. So you have to try all this. Okay, so let's start the game. So the head will be profit statement, into bracket, conventional absorption system. Agreed. Okay. So let's set the tone. So now let's set the tone for Brunty PLC. So right here, profit statement. So a profit statement. No shortcut to take notes. So that's a profit statement. The profit statement. Let me write it in form. Don't need to no shortcut. Profit statement. 2021 no shortcut. Okay. But it is a no shortcut, so we will cancel it. Then you go in for the products that the organization trade in. What are the products? The products are 3: X, Y, I, and YZT, and then ABW. So X, Y, I. Just the name of the product. X, Y, I. So it means that I need a YZT, ABW. Your reporting currency. So these are my reporting currencies in cities. That is, I've set a tone for the solution. Okay, so let's see. Now let's start with the main scenario. It's a bit lengthy. It starts by saying the following budgeted information relate to Brunty PLC for the forthcoming period. Product, they are all there. That's X, Y, I, and then YZT. Then ABW. Now, we have sales and production. Sales and production. We do have units 50, 40, 30. All of them are there. Good. All of them are there. Okay, so that is it. Selling price 45, 95, 73. All of them are there. Machine departments, machine hours per unit is also there. In fact, there's an omission here. That sum must be assembled department into brackets direct labor hours per unit. So when you get a hard copy, kindly put assembled department. So the top is machine department, where into bracket we have what? Machine hours. When it come down to the assembled department, into bracket we have what? Direct labor hours per unit. Now let's go down. Overheads allocated and apportioned to production department, including service center costs. Including the service cost center costs were to be recouped, absorbed in the product cost as follows. So machine department, that's 1 point. So it says that machine department at 1.2 Ghana cedis per machine hour. Assembly department 0.25 cedis per direct labor hour. You ascertain that the above overheads could be reanalyzed into cost pools as follows. So machine services, all of them are the assembled services, setup cost, ordering process, purchasing. You have also been provided with the following estimate for the period. These are the cost drivers. Number of setups, customer orders, supplier orders. So all of them are there. All of them are there. Okay, so where do we start from? Here we are preparing profit statement. Watch carefully the steps that we are going to adopt to solve this particular question. It's slightly different from our first approach. Why? Our questions are not going to be the same. No, different approaches. Got management, accounting are tailor-made. Our questions are always new. New. Yes. So take note of that. So first, I'll start by sales. So I'll go and record my sales. We said profit statement. We didn't say cost statement. And profit statement to start by sales. So I write here sales. Sales. That's the first one I write here. Then I'll go in and pick the sales from the customer. So let's go and pick the sales. It's a unit times the selling price. Some few minutes, we should be able to finish this. Okay, so let's go and pick the sales. So the units are here, 50,000 units against selling price of what? 45. So that's what we'll do first. 50,000 units. These are the units. Good. So to me that we have also raised results. So 50,000 by 45. That's 50 times 45. And that will give us 2250. So let's go and put it in. Now let's also raise results in here. So 2250. That will be the first figure. Okay, so the next one will be, let's go and pick it up. That is 40 by 95 and 30 by 73. So if your answers are ready, you can call them for me. So the next one will be 3,800. So 2,190. That will be the game. Now the next item, let's go to the question. When they move, we move. When they stop, we stop. Now the next item on the list is the prime cost. Wow, so they've done the prime cost already, which include that material, labor, and what? Direct expense. Okay. Now you pick it and then multiply by the production unit. So that will be 50 by 30. And that will give us 1,600, right? Good. The prime cost. Okay, so we have 1,600. That's 50 by 32. Yes, we have 3,360. Okay, so 1950. So that question got to 1950. H2 will beat itself. To put it in a bracket nicely like this, because all costs must be subtracted in the profit and loss or income. So I'll get the direct revenue. So I will not name it. Okay, so we have 650, 440, and 240. Great. Right, let me screen it up in here. So I can get more space. So 650, 440, and 240. Then we say less the overhead cost. Less what? The overhead. So here, as usual, I have to go by the steps. So let's go and line up all the overheads in this question. What are the overheads? The overheads are 5 in number: machine, services, assemble, setup, order processing, and purchasing. So let's go machine and assemble. The first one is machine and assemble. Assemble, then set up, then order processing, and purchasing. Order processing and purchasing. You do like this and we'll make your workings. So go and then calculate all the items or the figures that we need. So let's go and then do the workings. Let's go and do the workings. So let me do the workings in here small. Please, you have enough space. So open to the next space and can I do the workings there? I'm doing my workings here. And I'm done, I'll clean it. Can I turn on the next leaflet to the workings there? It will help. The first working, the table. The calculation of the cost driver rate. So right here, working bracket cost driver rate. That's what I'm going to do. First, write the overhead, right? Keep the format simple, brief, and so cute. So overhead From there, the basis, right, or the cost driver. No cost mates. From the cost driver, you move on to the cost pool. So cost pool. From the cost pool, we go to the number of drivers. Then cost driver rate. Cost driver rate. Then you list all the overheads, the five. There are 5 here. So machine, assemble, setup, order processing, purchases. Okay, so that is what we need. So we have to fill in the space. Okay. So first, let's go to the question and pick the cost drivers. What will be the name of the cost driver for that of machine? That should be a machine hours, right? So let's go and pick the machine hours. That's 254. So let's go and write the machine hours first. So machine will be machine hours. That will be the name of the cost driver. Kindly write in full to avoid penalty. Kindly write in full. Okay. So let's get the cost pool, total machine cost. Let's go and then bring it. Total machine cost. Machine cost is what? 357,000. Please, to avoid trouble, bring all the 3 zeros. So I 357,000 for this particular person. So the cost will be like this. 357,000. That is the cost pool. What about the cost drivers? Let's go and get the cost drivers. We say the cost driver is the number of machine hours. So let's calculate the total machine hours. Total machine hours. Total machine hours. Will it be 11? Just adding 2 plus 5 plus 4? No. They say per unit. So you have to now factor in the units. So you have to multiply by the production unit. What's the production unit? 50. So 50 by 2, put the answer down. That's 100. Good. 40 by 5, that's 200. Put the answer down. Then 30 by 4, that's 120. Good. So that's 100 plus 200, 300 plus 120. That'll give us 420. That is how you do to get what? The machine hours. Okay, so you get 420. I will get how I arrive at the 420. Make sure that you get the same answer. So as the working, the techniques, how you had the 420. the 420 hours. Then you pause and come back. Let's go to assemble. So assemble which of the cost drivers will be appropriate. So assemble will be what? Direct labor hours. So that one to let's get in direct labor hours. Direct labor hours. Let's find the cost pool and then the numbers or the number of drivers. So the cost pool will be 318. 318. Then next, as the number of drivers. Let's calculate the total number of what? Total number of labor hours. Yes, this one too is per unit. So you have to now multiply this 7 by the 50 units. So multiply this 7 by 50. So 7 by 50, that will be 350. Good. Then 3 by 40, that will give us 120. And 2 by 30, that will give us 60. So 60 plus 120, that's 180. Plus 350, that will give us 430. Or 530. Great. So that will give us 530. So setup cost. As is the number of setup or production run. That one, let's go and pick it here. The setup cost itself is what? 26,000. So setup, you have to use number of setups, right? So number of setups and the cost is 26. Then you add the total together. So 120 plus 200 plus 200. Answer. Great. So 520. So here will be number of setup. So here is 26,000 and here is 520. Okay, so let's continue the other processing. The other processing, what should be the appropriate cost driver? Is it customer orders or suppliers orders? If you acquire to, let's see. So that want to follow the same show. So customer orders. Okay, so the customer That one, the cost pool is 156. Then pick customers orders. Okay, so let's go in and go and key it in 156,000. But the customer orders, if you add them 16 plus 16, 32. So that would be what? 32,000. Okay. So here we say customer order 150. So that's 156,000. And then the number of drivers is 36,000. Thirty-two thousand because 18 plus 16 plus 16. So it became 32,000. Let's go and pick the purchases and we're almost through the workings. So purchases or purchasing. Okay, so the purchasing, the cost is 84. Then you pick suppliers orders. 3,000 plus 4,000, 7,000 plus 4,200. That's 11,100. Okay, so let's see. 84, then 11,200. So here is suppliers orders. 7,200 or 400. Okay. So let's put in the figure. That's the number of drivers is 11,200. Now let's get the cost driver rate. So can you get it for me? Okay, so let's fill in the spaces here. The first one, we do have 0.85. point what? 0.85 per machine hour. Machine hour. Then the next one is 0.6. 0.6 also per labor hour. Okay, so the next one is 0.6, right? Per direct labor hour. So it's the cost put by the number of drivers. Then go to setup. So 26,000 divided by 520. That will be 50. Per setup. The next one is order processing. Order processing. That will be 4.875 per customer order. Great. Okay, so we have 7.50 per order. Now we have to go in and absorb. This is the workings. Love it, the final answer in. How do you do the absorption? Those that come with machine hour and then labor hours, for them, they have the same basis or the same, they move in the same direction. Okay, so I'll do the very first one. Let me go in to the question. Now let's see the absorption. So from here, let's go straight forward and absorb it. Don't forget that here, we are dealing with totality. Everything must be in total because this is income statement. Income statement or the operating statement, we cannot show just per unit basis. We have to show the entire. So let me go and bring the hours from the question. So what are the machine hours? Then write it a small one. So if I pick the machine hour, I have 2 hours for that of the first product. So the 2 hours, what's the rate per hour according to the overhead absorption rate? So machine is 0.85. So it means that to be something like this. If I should do the working here small, I'll pick the Ghana city of 0.85 and multiply by the production unit. What is the production unit? 50. Now, first, I'll multiply by the 2 hours first before the 50 units. Here we want it in totality, not just per unit. This is the per unit basis, and this is the unit produced. So at the end of the day, you get what? 85. If I should solve this one, 85. So can you use this as a guide to fill in the remaining portion? Please kindly copy the table. I'll take it off and record the figures for me when the need arrives. So can I take the table off? Okay, so When I need them, can reproduce them all. So to absorb for machine, the first one, I'll pick the 2, multiply by what? CD of 0.8. This is per unit. Now times 50. That'll give me 85. So I'll put 85 here individually. Then I'll subtract. I'll put the 85 there. Then I will subtract. I'll go to the next one. The next product score was 5 hours. So the next product is 5 hours. So to be 5 hours by Ghana city of 0.85 times 40. This is the production unit. So the production unit for that of the second product is what? 40,000 units. Yeah, it's 40,000 as you can see here. So this will be 170. So the next one is 102. Okay. So we are done with the machine hours. Then you go to assemble hours, down to the same thing. Kindly get the assemble hours too for me. Follow the same procedure. Kindly follow the same procedure. Okay, so please, what do you get? So the assemble corresponding one will be 210. You follow the same procedure. How do you get the 210? You multiply the rate, the hours, by the cost driver rate by 50 and 72. Then lastly, you have $36. Okay. Now for setup, all what you have to do is here we want the total. We want the step 5, not the step 6. So for setup, we had 50 to be the cost driver rate. So that 50, go and pick the number of setups for the first product. So let's go and see the number of products, the number of service or number of setups. Setup for the first one is 120. So it will be 120 by that of the 50. It was 50 per setup. So this will give us 6. That will be 6,000. Great. So that will be 6,000. So if it's 6,000, we have to cancel 3 zeros. So we are raising 3 zeros here. So I write just 6 and put in brackets. Just 6, because we cancel 3 zeros. It was 50 series per setup. That was the answer that we had. When I go to the next product costs 200 setups. So it will be 200 times the 50. Half of 200 is what? 1. So 10 like this. 1, 2, 3. So that's 10,000, right? So let's wait 3 zeros. So if cancel this 3 zeros, 11, 10. The same thing over here, 10, because that one also is 200. Let's go to other processing. Other processing too, for the same terrain. Do it for me, the remaining one. So you know that set up to purchasing, they're in the same category. Machine and assembly to the same category so that it help you to finish fast. Okay, so 39, 39. I like the answers that come in. 39, 39, because this one is 70, a double. Let's go to purchasing. I like the way you are giving me the figures. So let's go to purchases too. So the purchasing, we have 23, 30, then 32. Kindly put all of them in brackets. We are subtracting. So what's the net profit or loss? In fact, this is the ABC. We did the ABC first, right? We did the ABC first, not the junction. In fact, this is the ABC. So we've done the ABC first instead of the traditional absorption cost system. So this is the ABC, not the traditional. So into bracket ABC, profit statement bracket ABC. Okay. So take note that this is the ABC. So what's the net profit? Okay, so this figure was somewhere 22.5. There's another decimal to the right. 31.5. Okay, let's run them to the nearest whole number, 23. Okay, so here will give us something like 287. Wow. The last one, I'm getting 17, 18, 24. 24 is for the last one. Okay, 24 is repeating. So let me take it 24. Negative. So that is the profit statement. If I use what? ABC. So let's quickly look at the traditional own. So the last answer has to be 18. Now let's go and look at the traditional cost system. That is what we're supposed to do it first. And that this is the B. We are now going to look at what? The A. Good. Okay, so let's go to the question and look at the traditional cost system. That will not be difficult. What's the difference between the traditional costing and the ABC? The absorption costing and ABC. The difference is the overheads. So it tells me that from only this side up to this side will change. From here to here is still the same. So I'll not even clean it. Good. So I'll just change here to be A. Just change here to be A and just clean or take off what? Just the overhead side. That is all. That's the difference. So I'll continue again. Please copy everything again because it's operating statement. No shortcuts in operating statement. Now, with a traditional system, either we use just a single rate or two to calculate for the overhead absorption. Good. Okay, so let's go to the question. They have to tell us the basis of absorption for the traditional system. So you can see it here. Machine department, it must be what? 1.2 Ghana cedis per machine hour. So let's go. What's the machine hour? So let's go and pick the machine hour. The machine hour is 2. Machine hour is 2. So if it is 2, then we multiply the 2 hours by that of the 1.2. Okay, then times 50. Why 50? Times 50 because that is the production. Here you want it in total, so times this 50 units here. That is all. We do that like that individually. So here the first one will be, all right, the machine department.
Wait, you said this one is A or B?
This is the A, the traditional cost system. We wrote A, but what we calculated for was ABC.
So we are doing I.
We are doing the first one, that's the I. I think that's the I, the very first one, the absorption. So into bracket, absorption. Just use this to demarcate it. This is the absorption. What we did first was what? The ABC. We are now doing the very first part of the requirement. Okay, so we said that for first product it will be 2 hours times CD of 1.2 times 50 units. With rate 3 zeros. So 2 by 50, that's 100. By 1.2, so that's 120. I'll put it in bracket. I'll go and pick the next one. The next one too, the hours is 50. Machine hours is 50. Unit produced is 40. Okay. So the next one working to be what? Machine hours is 5. The machine hours was 5. So to be 5 hours, still at 1.2 times 40. Okay. So 5 by 40, that'll give us 200. 200 by 12, that'll give us 240. So that's 240. We put it in brackets. Kindly confirm, man. Great. So the last one will be 4 hours. 4 hours times Ghana cedi of 1.2 times 30. And that'll give us 144. Okay, this and this will give us 120. 12 by 12 is 144. So 144. Then you subtract. So this is machine department. There are 2 departments here, right? And let's assemble. Let's go and pick assemble to its detail. So we're told that for assemble 0.825 per direct labor hour, the same show. So the first one will be, let's go and pick the direct labor hour, 7. So 7 hours by 50. Good. So 7 hours by that figure by 50. So let's do that one here. Call it assemble department. First is 7 hours by Ghana cedi of 0.825 by 50. What will be the answer? By 50. So 0.25 times 50. Okay, so 7 minus will give us 350. 82.5% of 350. No idea. So get 2.288.75. So let's make it 288.289. The nearest whole number. Again, let's go and pick the next R. The next is 3. So let's see 3. So I have to just change here to be 3 hours. Change here to be 40. 3 by 4, 120. 80% of 120. So double 9, I'll put in bracket. I'll move on to go and pick the last, which was 2, right? Yeah, so I've seen it here, 2. So I just have to change this one to 2. Change this one to 30. The unit is 30. And that one also give us a 60. 80% of 60. That should give us something like that. So 49.5. So 50, right? Yeah, so number. If we are run all of them. If I'm not running, just like approximating the figures, approximate all of them. If I'm not doing that too, make sure that whatever you state, italic. So this one is this one is this. So therefore, the profit or loss will be 241, 101, then 46. No loss. So that is the end of the game. Now I'll explain the next question, and as usual, you try them or try it for me. Then I'll discuss it before we move on to our next topic. The B states that, let's go and then answer the B. I think it's a theory. We can do that. The B states that comment on why activity-based costing is considered to present a fairer valuation of production cost per unit. Why is activity-based costing fairer than this? Why? It is fair because the absorption is based on what? The actual activity level or the work performed on the product. Unlike the traditional cost system, where the overheads are absorbed based on what? One rate or based on average. We also call it volume related. So the traditional one is volume related. That is it, volume related. Traditional one is volume related. Great. So that is the end of the game. Now let me explain this particular question for you to continue solving it. That's the ABC PLC, hypothetical company. Hypothetical company. Yes. This question, unless everybody try it. Try it so that we look at it together. Okay, let's go to the requirement. Requirement said this. Compute the product cost using a traditional volume-related cost system. What is traditional volume related cost system? That is what? The absorption. Okay. Based on assumption that all these assumptions are independent, that we treat them on their own. That means if you use the first assumption, how you prepare the statement, second assumption, different statement. Don't put all of them in one statement. Okay. So all overheads are recovered or recouped or absorbed or released or cancelled on the basis of direct labor hours. The company's past product cost system. So here is just one rate as we did in the very first example. So can we do that for me? Be- second, or the second requirement says that the overheads of the receiving department are recovered by a materials handling overhead rate. Material handling overhead rate simple means material cost, using material cost as a basis. And the remaining overheads are recovered using what? Machine hour rate. That is the company's current cost system. That is the company's current cost system. Great. So here it means that just the receiving overhead, use a different rate for it. When you are done, the remainder or the remaining ones, use what? Machine hour rate. That's all. Then B, compute the product cost using what? An activity-based costing system. Then C, briefly explain the differences between the product cost computation in A and B above. So that is it. So you have all the information here. Production and sales unit, 30, 28,000. Raw material, direct material cost, direct labor hours, direct material cost, all of them are in there. So kindly try this. Then let me have the solution. If you do have any question, kindly ask. If not, then this is how far the good Lord will bring us. Good. Still have two questions pending on our list. Okay, so thank you very much for coming in and for doing the watching. Kindly subscribe if you have not done that. Can request for the material, we don't have it. Okay, so I'll see you again in the next lecture. Don't forget to go through the questions before our next meeting. Our next meeting, we'll look at short-term decision-making techniques. I'll also solve this particular question, but try it before next week. Other than that, you might see stars. Okay.